Oh, yes, my name is Michael Smith, the National Consumer Education Manager of Janome Canada, and I'm coming to you live from the Janome Sewing and Learning Centre in Oakville, Ontario. Oh, and I am Ginger is here. Lovely. Hello, Tanya. Yes, you can see I'm Tanya-less today, although she's watching, so that's fabulous. And then, yes, my partner Joe, is home in Collingwood, so then he is watching as well. So I'm here filming on my own today, so thank you very much for accompanying me in our classroom at the Janome Sewing and Learning Centre. So hello everyone, thank you for joining me. So I want to, so be it clothier, fabulous. Hello, thank you. This is great. I hope everyone's having a wonderful afternoon. It was a little chilly this morning for me, I must admit, so I put on the heaters in my car. So it's like, oh, fall is coming. But yes, it's wonderful. A perfect day to stay inside and sew. So yes, thank you everyone for joining me today. And I will flip this around and see, today we're doing another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Oops. And again, I'll be moving the camera quite a bit today, so I hope nobody's seasick. So today, Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Which machine will we be talking about? And again, this is Tanya's fabulous artwork, so thank you very much, Tanya, for all your hard work. Oh, from Mary from Nova Scotia. Oh, hello. Good. I think it would still be, no, it would be afternoon there. Yes. So what is the machine we're talking about today? Ooh, let me lift up this convenient storage in our Aero chair to find out. There's a clue. Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. And what machine are we talking about? Here is a clue some of you may know. I'll put it in position. Ooh, it's a Horizon Link Suite CD. Version 1.31. What would that mean? Well, of course, it is the fabulous Memorycraft 15,000 Quiltmaker. Ta-da! I have to move the camera way far back to see because there is so much that comes with this machine. Now, this machine, last week, if you joined me on our very first episode of the Janome HQ, Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour, if you joined me last week, I showed you all my very first little Janome machine that I bought 28 years ago. It is now rebranded as the HD 1000. So you can go online and check out what the HD 1000 looks like, and then you can contact your Janome dealer and see if they have any in stock. A lot of our machines are sold out on back order because, again, everybody's been sewing a little more because of the pandemic, but always check with your dealer to see what they have in stock. And I know we here in our warehouse, we have the fabulous Janome Memorycraft 15,000 Quiltmaker in stock. And again, double check with your dealer. But this machine I also happen to own, I'm very proud to say, about 6 years ago, I purchased this machine before I joined Janome as an educator. I've been with Janome almost 4 years now. And again, it was about 6 years ago that I bought my version 2 Memorycraft 15,000. And then now, about 3 years ago, there was a further update to the machine, and now it's known as the Memorycraft 15,000 Quiltmaker. So it is Janome's top-of-the-line machine, and look, so much stuff it comes with, all that fabulous accessory case. The machine is one of our Horizon machines, so that means it is 11 inches from the center needle position to the right of the machine. So all the Horizon line of machines all have that 11 inches. So that's your 8200, 8900, 9400, 9450. They're all built on the Horizon platform. And then, yes, that fabulous extension table, which is great. My table, or my machine at home, sits on top of my table. I don't have the kind of cabinet that the table recesses in, so I love having that extension table so I can support, my quilts or my garments, whatever I'm happening to sew. Or then the extension table is great when you're doing embroidery, because the fabulous top-of-the-line Janome Memorycraft 15,000 Quiltmaker is a 3-in-1 machine. It is sewing, quilting, and embroidery. So we'll go over a little bit of everything. Now, of course, this is such an extensive machine. There is so much to this machine. I can't explain it all in what little time we have in Instagram, so this is sort of like your Cliff Notes to it. Oh, hello, Celine, or Cole's Notes to it. Hello, Celine, hello. Fabulous. So yeah, so why I personally purchased the MemoryCraft 15,000, again, I bought a version 2 about 6 years ago, but why I personally bought it is to embroider quilt labels. Up until that point, I did not do any, oh, and Terry is here, hello. Up until that point, I didn't do any embroidery, but I bought it specifically so I could embroider my quilt labels here. Because this is what I used to do with quilt labels. I would write it. Now it says it's permanent ink, it's good for fabric, so I thought it would be fine to write this label in this quilt I had made for my niece, but you can see here the lettering, it all bled, even though again it said permanent ink, washable, use it for fabric, but the ink ended up bleeding over time. So I was very disappointed with that. When I saw the fabulous MemoryCraft 15,000 Quiltmaker at one of our shows, I said, oh, I have to have it. It will embroider my quilt label. So doesn't that label look way better than, you know, that one as it's bled? So this definitely looks better. And then you can do all these cute little fun embroideries. This is a quilt I made for my sister. She was born in June, as was I. We were born several years apart, but we're both Gemini. So here's a cute little symbol I found, a free embroidery design for Gemini. So that's why I personally bought the 15,000 Quiltmaker. But then, of course, I realized, oh, you can do so much more with it. So in addition to regular sewing and embroidery, you can also turn your fabulous machine into a quilting machine. This is our fabulous Acufil Quilting, which is quilting in the hoop. You use one of the embroidery hoops that comes included with the machine, and you can do all your quilting in the hoop as well. So you really maximize your machine. Again, it is a 3-in-1 machine, quilting, sewing, and embroidery. Now, for those of you who maybe purchased again, version 1 or version 2, I believe this machine ultimately came out in 2013, I think was version 1 of the 15,000. And to find out what version your machine is, I'm just going to reach in to shut it off. And this would be true of your, again, 9400, 9450. Any of your machines are Continental M7. Very often when you then turn on your machine, you'll see at the bottom, it will give its version right there. It'll say like version 3 in this case of the Quiltmaker. Now, if you didn't catch that and oh no, oh, from Oakville, hello, yes, Michelle, hello. So if you missed seeing, oh, what version is that machine here on the MemoryCraft 15,000 Quiltmaker, I can touch that little question mark. And then it's going to give me up here that it's version 3, so we know it's the Quiltmaker, version 3. And then this as well will, a lot of people ask if there's a stitch count on our machines, and there isn't a stitch count, but this will tell me how many hours the machine has been on, just powered on, and then this down here is how many sewing hours it's been. So in this case, there's been 72 hours and 9 minutes of sewing on this machine, but it's been on for over 1,000 hours. Now we here at Janome, these machines, you know, go to our like creative festival and they go to Quilts Canada, so the machines are on like all day long. But even as you have your machine at home and you'll be sewing away and then you get up to go to the iron and stuff. So it's still recording how many hours your machine has been on as well as how many sewing hours. So that's in that little question mark there. So yes, it's a very fabulous machine and there's so much to go over, but you can find more information about the MemoryCraft 15,000 Quiltmaker. Again, always check with your Janome dealer, but also I'm just going to pan around, not too fast, because I want to show you all my computer screen here. If you go to either the janome.ca site, if you're in Canada, or janome.com, I suppose I'll move the tissue box. So here I'm on janome.com, and on the computer screen, I type in Janome MemoryCraft 15,000 Quiltmaker, and up on the computer screen comes all this information about an owner's lesson, so I can click on that to learn more about the machine as a starter exercise. I can learn about how to set up the Wi-Fi. This machine is the world's first certified Wi-Fi sewing machine. So again, trust Janome to come up with that. And then there's a lesson here about Stitch Composer, which is a component of the software CD that comes with this machine. So then you can create your own stitches. Now there's already over 500 stitches with this machine, but you can create your more stitches with the software that comes included with it that you would load into your computer. So you can find already a lot of information about this machine on the website. Let me scan back over here. Whoops. And also you can go to the Janome Global site that I've often talked about in previous Janome HQ Instagram lives. If you type in your browser Janome Global site, and then you can print these Janome bulletins. Now, a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, the version 1 and version 2 Memorycraft 15000 Quiltmaker, we were able to update our machine to be the same as version 3 Quiltmaker, brand new out of the box. So this bulletin was all about that update. We could buy this little kit with all these fabulous presser feet, which if you buy your Memorycraft 15000 Quiltmaker out of the box, you know, all of these feet already come included. Our HP needle plate, our high performance needle plate that everybody loves. So again, all this information, all about that update was on the, or still is, on the Janome Global site. So that's a good spot for more information. Again, here was our lesson from the Janome website, the janome.com or janome.ca, getting started with Stitch Composer, an exercise on how to go through and make your own stitches. So that's very fun. So again, that cute little sewing machine you can make. And then again, this was your new owner's lesson that you can print off from the website. And it goes through on what feet to do and what buttons to push. Now, when you purchase this machine, again, your dealer will go over all of this with you, but then it's always nice to be able to have something at home that you can go back to, refer to, because there is so much included in this machine. So I'll just wave to everybody. And then, as always, you can check out your, whoops, there's so much I need to move. You can check out your instruction manual. Now, also included is an instructional DVD, so make sure you go through that, but your instruction manual really will be an excellent source of information. And I like putting these little tabs in it so we can easily find the information. So, for example, when I want to learn about, Acufil Quilting, because again, our machine can be an embroidery machine, a sewing machine, and a quilting machine. Here on page 154, are several pages all about Acufil Quilting. Now, I also did a Acufil Quilting Facebook Live with Janome America several months ago, actually. But you can go to the Janome America's Facebook page is Janome Sewing Machines, and you can look back at their previous videos there, and I did one all about Acufil Quilting. I also loaded that video on the Janome HQ YouTube channel. So there's a video there for more of Acufil Quilting. There's many of the educators Janome America did in their Facebook Lives. So again, go to Janome Sewing Machines page, and in the videos tab, you can scroll back. Many of the educators talked about the various functions, the various settings of the 15,000. So you can go back and review those videos as they went through. I believe Anne Hine did like the set menu, for example, and then you learn all about how to customize your machine. That's one reason why I really, you wouldn't need sticky notes if these manual had indexes. Oh, I know, the little tabs would be great. A little index would be great. But yes, also there are these quick reference charts which explain to you what all the buttons are and what they do. So these are very good to have. Again, they come with your machine, but make sure that you have these next to your machine. I have a feeling these are something a lot of people have and they just kind of throw in the drawer. But these are a good source of information that explain what each of the buttons do. So that's very good. And then the cool thing about this machine that not only you can, sew and quilt and embroider, but we also, since it is the world's first certified Wi-Fi sewing machine, we also can use our iPad, and sorry for the glare, with our iPad, and we have all these fabulous Janome apps. Now these are all the free apps that you can go to the App Store and download. There is one app that is for purchase, which is the Acu Design, but all the others like Acu Setter, which helps us line up our embroidery designs, that's a free app. The Acu Sketch, where we can basically draw our own designs and then send them to the machine. That's a free app. Jennifer Tryon was on Janome America's Facebook page again, and she did an exercise writing out I think it was her grandmother's recipe. She traced it by hand and then was able to send that to her embroidery machine and embroider it on a tea towel. So again, go back to Janome Sewing Machines page to check that out. And again, we've got an Acu Edit, and then our screensaver app, so many free apps that you can use on your iPad at the App Store. And then, yes, I must admit, it is only for Apple products. So iPad or some of the apps work with your iPhone. Some people say that they've got, a Mac and then they can't use these apps. So then we say, well, you can purchase a lot of iPads, more inexpensively today. So then it's good to have, most people already have several iPads, but it's good to get, so you can use these apps if you want to take advantage of the Wi-Fi capabilities of your 15,000. So more information as well on the App Store. Yes, my 15,000 app and the Footbook are awesome. Yes, definitely. There are other apps on the 15,000 that are not Janome apps, but they are created from former Janome dealers. So yes, that they are very good. Those apps, I believe you need to purchase, but again, minimal cost, and then that way you get the most from your machine. So there's definitely support out there. So that is good. Now, there's, of course, all these fabulous accessories that you get with your machine. So this beautiful travel case, for example, I talked about previously in our previous series of Janome's A to Z with Janome, and I demoed specifically, look at all those fabulous presser feet. But in the A to Z with Janome series, and all those videos are available on the Janome HQ YouTube channel, I demoed all of these extra optional presser feet that are available for your 15,000 Quiltmaker. The machine comes with all of these, but again, there's some optional spots available. And where you can find out where your optional presser feet and what accessories available, again, always check with your Janome dealer. But if you go to your Janome accessories guide, go to the janome.ca or janome.com website to find the accessories tab. Now in Canada, this is under the accessories tab from janome.ca. It's a bilingual accessories guide. And again, I said, I think our fabulous educator from Montreal, Celine, had a hand in translating this to English and French. So yes, when I go to the accessories guide, I see category A machines are memory craft sewing and embroidery machines with Acufeed, which is our Acufeed Flex. That's, I would say, is like a walking foot on steroids. So they're 9mm machines. So there's our Horizon Quiltmaker 15,000, version 2 of the machine, version 1, the 12,000, which was the predecessor of the 15,000, and Skyline S9. So you would go through your accessories guide and you would see, oh, what are all the feet that have an A? For example, there's the beading foot, and that it's machine A. And then there they list the parts number there. So you can go through everything, or there's a binder foot, which is the W foot that I demoed in the A to Z with Janome series. So again, that you can go through the guide, find any part that says A on it, and you know that'll fit your Memorycraft 15,000 Quiltmaker. And then again, write down that number and go to your dealer so to order all the fabulous accessories to really get the most from your machine. Oh, thank you, Celine. Yes, you're very sweet. One accessory. Oh, before I get off of that. So in your little travel case, though, your little accessory case, not only does it come with, ooh, all these fabulous feet, but then your accessory case, I love pointing this out to people, there's more storage in here that you may realize. So it comes with 3 trays. Now you can also, if you have a 9mm machine, you can also purchase this case separately for all the 9mm feet and accessories. And then also we have this in a robin's egg blue that matches the original Skylines. So again, double check with your dealer about getting this for all your 9mm feet. But yes, there's a little more storage in here. There's like a little pocket down here in the front. This is a great pocket up here for your cloth guide. And this cloth guide is one of my favorite tools to use because, again, it is so versatile. And that's the one reason why I mainly chose Janome as a brand. I love their versatility. And especially with the 15,000 Quiltmaker, it really is a very versatile machine. Oh, could you please add the M7 to the accessory guide? Yes, most definitely. The accessory guides need to constantly be updated because of the new machines being added. So yes, that is in the works as we speak. Yes, fabulous. So this cloth guide, for example, is a really cool invention. Now, because this is a combo embroidery and sewing machine, we have our carriage that I've already attached to the back of the machine there, which looks like this. And again, this is like a similar carriage that the Skyline S9 would have, or that our 9850 embroidery combo machines, and they clip on to the back of the machine. And what I particularly like about it is that they're not in the way. We can leave the embroidery carriage on even when we're not embroidering. It just tucks in out of the way, and it gives you a little more extra surface. Yes, some of the Memorycraft 15,000s came with an iPad. Mine did at the time, the version 2 I purchased in, I think it was 2014. So depending on which promotion you had, some of them came with an iPad years ago. Some of them came with a little card for the AccuDesign app. So again, it all depends on the vintage of your machine and what promotion was going on at the time of what it comes with. But I have often said, oh, it's like Christmas. There's box after box after box. It's so fabulous. Oh, and speaking of which, it's very important because there are so many pieces to this machine. Now, I would do this with any machine. In your instruction manual, I think it's on page 3, there will be a list in all your instruction manuals. It doesn't matter how, complicated or expensive your machine is. All the instruction manuals have little diagrams of what feet come with your machine, all the contents of it. So when you get a new machine at home, and particularly with this one, because there are so many boxes and so many parts and pieces to it, take the time to go through your instruction manual and check off that, yes, you got everything in this box, everything that you should, because what happens sometimes is people don't check all the little compartments of the boxes and they end up throwing pieces away they didn't realize were tucked in the little recesses of the boxes. They're very well packaged, the machines, so make sure you thoroughly go through all the boxes and get all your CDs, for example, and get your yellow dot bobbin case, for example, and your bobbin thread that comes with a little spool. So again, make sure that you double check all the contents of your machine, because there is so much there. But yes, back to this cloth guide, because it's really one of my favorite things. And again, the versatility. I can easily attach this to the back of the carriage. Sorry, I need my other hand. I can attach the cloth guide to the back of the embroidery carriage, even though I'm not going to embroider, but I'm going to use the embroidery capabilities with that embroidery carriage and use my cloth guide. Oh, let's say I'm going to seam this long strip of fabric. So I'm a quilter, and now I want to do my 1/4 inch strip piecing. So I can use my cloth guide by pressing that button. Definitely follow the instructions on the machine. Keep your hands clear. Carriage is going to move, so move your coffee cup. And there, you'll see the carriage is moving over. Now, the default position is 5/8 of an inch. So if you're a garment sewer, this is great, because then again, your cloth guide is already lined up to your 5/8 of an inch. But again, if I want to seam this long strip piecing one after another, then you can easily move your cloth guide over to 1/2 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. Oh, there's my 1/4 of an inch. So it is lined up now perfectly. And I've got this nice long guide here of the cloth guide. So you line that up there. And now you can sew your 1/4 inch piecing one strip after another. So again, you're using your embroidery capabilities by using the embroidery carriage to attach the cloth guide, but you're using it to now like piece your quilt. Or again, if you're a garment sewer, you're going to move to the 5/8 of an inch line if you're sewing a commercial pattern, for example. Or let's say then you're making a winter coat, you know, as the season is changing. So maybe you want to move your cloth guide over. Whoops. So if I want to do a nice big deep hem, I can move my cloth guide over and do like a nice 2-inch hem, for example. Or let's say I'm going to hem some, hem some curtains. And now I want to extend it all the way over. I want a really deep hem, like 6 inches or so. So again, that you can adjust it all the way up to 8 inches. Oh, actually 8 1/4. So yes, again, so lots of versatility with this machine. So that's really one of the exciting things. So it, again, doesn't matter if you're a garment sewer, doesn't matter if you're a quilter, doesn't matter if you're an embroiderer, you can use all the capabilities of the machine. The cloth guide comes included with the Memorycraft 15,000 Quiltmaker. It also comes with the Skyline S9. The machines, combo machines like the 9850, for example, it's an optional accessory, but it works the same. The 9850 is an embroidery combo machine that has the carriage at the back, and then the cloth guide is an optional accessory, but works the same. So again, lots of customization, regardless of what kind of sewing you do. Now, again, talking about fabulous accessories that you could purchase. Whoops, sorry. Oh, this is why I need Tanya and Joe. I'm not so great on the camera by myself. Oh, I'll move my, I just got this beautiful new slimline. Look at that. Ooh, this beautiful slimline light from Daylight. So yes, I am absolutely loving it. So sorry, I'll move that out of the way. But yes, one of the accessories that are so great to have with your embroidery machines is this. This is a 5-thread spool stand. We also have a 2-spool stand that, again, there are holes in the back of many of our machines that will attach this spool stand, but you can see there it's got like this little hook on it kind of thing. I just hook it on the back of the handle. I don't even screw it in. So it makes it very easy that way. And it comes with even the little nets. So here I've got some of our Madeira metallic thread. Now, sometimes, again, with metallic thread or more wiry thread, putting a little thread net on it will help the delivery of the thread. In fact, Celine, our educator from Montreal, she did a great Janome Canada Instagram live all about using metallic threads in embroidery. So their videos are being stored on the IGTV icon of the Janome Canada page, but also the Janome Life YouTube channel. So you can check out Celine's video on using metallic threads for embroidery. So that's very helpful. So the spool stands are great, but then also too, that don't think that, oh, this machine is just for embroidery or again just for quilting. It really does have a lot of guts to it, just like all Janome machines. I love pointing this out last week. Now, all Janome machines, regardless of their size, now this little skeleton is for a different machine. Obviously, with a machine such as this, it needs a bigger skeleton, but all Janome machines, sergers, embroidery machines, cover hems, it doesn't matter what the machine is, all Janome machines start with this cast aluminum base. So they're very solid, very sturdy. So even a machine like the 15,000, again, people think of it, oh, it's a sewing and embroidery machine, but I use my HD roller foot, for example, that I demoed on the Janome's Awesome Accessory Countdown, which was our previous Instagram series, again, available on the Janome HQ YouTube channel. But the HD roller foot, for example, heavy duty roller foot, I use readily on my 15,000. And when you use that, again, for leather, for suedes, this is a cork, or again, vinyl, anything, you know, again, heavier duty, then I can totally use on this machine as well. It's very sturdy. It's not so delicate. It does very delicate embroidery, but you can still use, again, heavier duty materials on it. When you're sewing those leathers and suedes, for example, or those, you know, slick rain gear, rainwear, you can also use the Ultra Glide needle plate and Ultra Glide foot. So that'll help feed those layers, and they won't get stuck on the bed of the machine, or they won't get stuck on the bottom of the foot. So that's also an optional accessory that you can get. So again, it's again a very versatile machine, whatever kind of sewing you want to do, whatever kind of quilting you want to do. Oh, Evelyn, you're late. Oh, that's quite okay. I understand life gets in the way sometimes. But you know, this is a good point. Any of you that arrive late to the lives, or again, can't join them at all, they're all stored on the IGTV icon on the main Janome HQ Instagram page. And then I'll also load this on our Janome HQ YouTube channel in a day or two and add some music and you know, credits and all of that. So again, never fear if you can't make the live, that you can always tune in later. So yes, again, a very versatile machine. So personally, that's why one reason I chose this machine, but there is so much you can do with it. And before I let you go, I also wanted to point out this little storage tip. And again, because there's so much, this beautiful cover. Now, personally, I never cover my machines because I'm always using them. But did you all realize if you have an embroidery combo machine like this for the 15,000, do you realize in your cover you have storage for your embroidery hoops? So isn't that cool? So this way, if you're taking your machine, and again, more storage here. Whoops. Where's my camera? Oh, there we are. If you're taking your machine to, again, class or anything, again, you've got storage built in your case. Now, speaking of storage, also from your dealer, there is a Tudo bag. This is not it. This is a little smaller, but there is a Tudo, like suitcase, basically, a roller case that does fit the 15,000. I think it's the 28-inch Tudo bag. So again, double check with your dealer if they carry them, or again, they could order the Tudo bag for you. But there is a Tudo bag on wheels that will let you carry your 15,000 and your accessory tray and your all your hoops and everything. Your embroidery carriage will fit into a Tudo bag as well. Will I be reviewing the S7 soon? Oh yes, I intend on doing most of the Skyline series. Again, some of them are sold out, but the S7, yes, I do have here at the office. So I will be doing that soon. I don't know quite exactly when. But yes, again, it's a mystery. That's why we always have to stay tuned. So yes, that is in a nutshell. Again, I could talk forever about this machine because there is so much to it, but I won't keep you on that long. Do you have a list of dealers in the GTA? If you go onto our Janome Canada site, janome.ca, then there's a tab on where to buy that's up at the very top, and you can click on that, and they give you a list of dealers. You can enter in your postal code, and then that'll narrow down the dealers as well. So yes, it is available on the janome.ca site. And then when in doubt too, you could always call our Janome offices, and then we could let you know too. Oh, I purchased mine in Georgetown. Oh, fabulous. I have an idea where you purchased that, which is wonderful. Okay, fantastic. Consider a few minutes on the FM 725. Ooh, is that our little felting machine? The FM 725? I will double check. But yes, you know, a lot of our machines, again, are on back order. They were sold out. But again, they may be available at the Janome dealers. We don't have access to that information as well. So always double check with your dealers. But whatever machines I can lay my hands on, yes, I will definitely be focusing on in the upcoming Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. I was, yes, okay, the little felting machine. Yes, I think that is so adorable. If I can lay my hands on one, I will. I think they're very fun. So there's so much that you can do with your Janome machines. Yes. Oh, and yes, you have that felting machine. Oh, sweet. That's wonderful. Maybe you can let me borrow it. Okay, fantastic. So let me spin this around. Fabulous. So again, I know that's a little whirlwind of a tour, but there is so much to share. And but again, that's what I love to do, is to share the Janome love. So thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you so much for all your questions and comments. Yes, if there's any machines you would like me to focus on, you can write me classes at janome-canada.com. Oh, Celine has many samples. Yes. Oh, Celine samples are always beautiful. Yeah, so that would be great. So write me classes at janome-canada.com and let me know what machines you'd like me to focus on. Again, depending on the machine's availability, it may be a couple of weeks down the road. But yes, I will be doing this Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour every Wednesday at 1 p.m. So yes, there's so many machines to cover. I'm going to be focusing on, again, the M7, Skyline S9, Skyline S7, the, of course, 550E embroidery. And then, yes, in the other side of this building, we have the long arm Quiltmaker Pro 18, Quiltmaker Pro 16, the artistic sit-down AQSD 16, so I'm going to be highlighting that machine as well. So again, you have to check back every Wednesday to see what we're going to be talking about. But yes, again, thank you everyone so much, and enjoy your fabulous day. I will see you all next week. And oh, and make sure to check out our Janome HQ Facebook page. So I'll be posting some pictures of the various machines, and again, some of the items that I've talked about that I'll post on Janome HQ Facebook. So make sure to check that out too. So yes, thank you so much everyone. Enjoy your day. Bye.